Hey everyone, patch 8.22 is dropping tomorrow and it's a little bit different from what we had before that we talked about last week. Like all of the reworks to the runes are being held for the start of preseason, which will be in 8.23. A lot is happening during this patch. At the start, we're going to have some champion stuff to look at, and then halfway through 8.22, the season ends. So we're going to cover what actually happens then as well. There are going to be 4 new skins dropping this patch, as well as the KDA ones, which have just come out. Like Program LeBlanc actually looks insane with the animations. It's really good, and this is the kind of futuristic skin line. I think Lissandra has one of these as well. Nami is also getting a program skin, and the wave, like her ultimate, is bonkers with this. It looks so good. The other skin line being released this patch is a futuristic set for Graves, which is honestly kind of average, and one for Fiddlesticks, which is better actually. The animations are a lot different. We're going to go into the champion changes of 8.22 because that tomorrow is going to change a few things around, especially a couple of these nerfs and buffs. Akali to start with, her W Shroud cooldown now starts 4 seconds higher, so it's going to be 21, finish at 11. It used to start at 17 and then finish at 11. Also, her ultimate damage has been changed. It's 15 lower rank 1, but then it's going to be 15 higher rank 3. The point of this is they're trying to tackle the more annoying part of Akali. Like, so she's going to be weaker early, but then stronger later. She's especially going to be more vulnerable in the lane phase, so easier to fight and to gank as well. When her Shroud is down, she's actually not that strong, and you can definitely lock her down. I think the idea is that it's going to limit how fed she gets early into the game, because she really does need the Shroud to fight with. So if she doesn't have that, she isn't as safe, obviously, but she can't like dive in either. Will she still one-shot you though? Yeah, 15 damage isn't really going to be massive to her ultimate rank 1, and she will probably still kill you through that anyway. Because it's only the cooldown as well. When her Shroud is down, it's still just as annoying. Her damage is still nuts. So when she decides to go for the kill, she's definitely going to be able to get it. Late game as well, it's even better. You normally max your W seconds, so it eventually goes back down to 11 seconds like it is right now, and then you're just left with more damage on your ultimate. So late game, it's actually a buff. Victor is another one like that. He is top tier, one of the best, if not the best champion in the game at the moment with the new Klepto tank build. It's definitely targeting this as well. Your Q damage is going to be lowered by 20 rank 5, but the AP ratio is going to be up 5%. Your ultimate damage also lowered by 20 to 60 depending on the rank, but AP ratio up 15%. So it is going after the tank build, right? Lowering base in exchange for AP ratios is if you build AP, the damage is the same, maybe even more, but if you don't build AP, it's just less damage. The thing is, and I said this before, he might still be just as strong even after these, because it's not about the damage. It's the constant kiting with such a low cooldown shield and move speed and damage boost from his Q. A lot of your damage actually comes from the Sheen, so it's not that bad anyway. Like, it will be lower obviously, but it's not going to be the end of the world. In the same way though, you do kite and you use your Q like 5 times before somebody dies. That is 100 less damage over that fight, and that's actually quite a lot. As weird as it sounds, part of the reason why he's so strong is because of what people play against him, like a Poppy for example, or even like a Fiora or something like that, like melee. Versus melee champions, he's able to get a ton of free Klepto procs, which means way more gold, way more items earlier into the game, and he's going to be a lot better. And also the harass is better as well. So let's move on to Pike. He's probably going to be the biggest buff of the patch. I'm going to call this a buff because I think it's going to be crazy hard to play against in solo queue. His passive now stores less gray health to start with the game with, but it scales with base AD, and it can actually be higher now. It can be better. His W, the ghost form thingy that he moves around really quickly, that mana cost is going to be lower, and the move speed is going to start off worse, but it's going to scale with lethality, and again, it can be better if you just stack it. His E, his stun, his mana cost has been lower, but the stun starts worse. The duration starts lower, but then it scales with lethality, and it can actually stun for longer. His ultimate also scales with lethality and increases the execution damage on there. This is all because the build is normally Frozen Heart and then Spirit Visage after, like Guardian Angel, stuff like that, like Tank Pike. If you didn't know why, cooldown reduction number 1 is king on this guy, so that's partly it, but more than that, he can't get more health, he just gains AD instead with his passive. With these changes though, that's going to change, but as an example, Frozen Heart right now is about a 54% win rate on him, which is really good, but Duskblade is 51% and Ghostblade is 54%. The point is, what do you think is going to happen when his kit becomes miles better with lethality? Surely Duskblade, Ghostblade, they are going to become better on him as well. So he's going to be able to execute a higher health. He can stun for longer and move faster now once he has lethality items. Yes, you do start off worse at rank 1, but you don't rank up your W or E to start with anyway, and by the time you do, you're going to have some lethality from items buffing it. I know it does nerf the tank build, but I can imagine a full damage Pike being a ton better now in 8.22, even if it's just a bit riskier. Like, you can burst him down way easier if you do catch him, but if he gets you first and catches you, you are so dead. We also have 4 smaller changes as well on here. So LeBlanc W damage has been lowered by 10, and the only way you can say this isn't a smaller change is if you think about it as wave clear. 10 damage off from a kill isn't going to be doing very much. LeBlanc one-shots you anyway, but if you use it on a minion wave, that could be 60 damage lower. It's 10 per minion. What that means is like more time in lane killing minions and less time time roaming around killing champions. That's the only thing I can think of really. If you can push LeBlanc in under a tower and stop her roaming, she's actually not that good. It's when she roams and blows up other lanes and has lane priority that she can solo carry a game. We also have 3 more kind of weird buffs that just don't really fit with how the game is played at the moment. Like, it'll make sense in a second. So Maokai's E damage, his sapling damage, has been buffed by 1% to start with. It's now 7 to 8% from 6 to 8%. So Jungle Maokai has been ripped for a long time now, and I think it's kind of like their attempt to get him back in the meta a little bit. 1% max health damage is no joke at all, but remember, if it's in a bush as well, that damage is doubled. So it's actually 2% higher and now does 14% of their maximum health instead of 12% to start. It's not that massive, but the reason I'm calling it weird is because I don't even see the point. We don't have tanks in the jungle right now anyway. They just don't really work. You can probably use it top lane as well in the bushes, but the meta is not tanks either there, so I'm not really sure. Same thing with Nunu, really. His base AD is up 3 and his Q uses 3% more bonus health for the healing. His highest win rate builds and stuff, they're all tank, right? And it's not tank meta right now. The base AD is there so you can farm a little bit better, especially early game. So that is good. He auto attack a lot in the jungle, so having more AD does make a difference actually, and then you'll be a bit healthier and a bit faster. Finally then Trundle, his Q bonus damage is up 20, rank 5, AD ratio up 10%. And you know what? The same kind of thing here really. It's not tank meta, so his ultimate just isn't as good. The meta doesn't really fit. They also nerfed him over and over to stop pros using him, so this isn't going to be enough in my opinion to make him viable again. So those are all the changes coming in at the beginning of 8.22 and all the stuff you have to know. If you want to know how the end of the season works, then stick around and we're going to cover that in the rest of the video. End of the season is November 12th, which is Monday, by the way. So let's take a look at what that means and what happens after that. The preseason doesn't properly start until 8.23, like we said earlier, which is probably about 2 weeks away on the 21st of November. That means no new turret plating, no new turrets, golds, runes, stats, anything like that. The game will stay the same after the season ends. Ranks also do not reset until the start of season 9, which is normally sometime in January when the LCS starts. You can continue to play ranked, obviously, to climb, drop as much as you like, but they won't count for anything. Like, your rank won't. The rank you finish with on November 12th is what counts for your border next season and the rewards you're going to get as well. You cannot decay, by the way, in the preseason. So if you want to take a break, you can do, and your rank will not drop. The only thing that really matters about like your rank and stuff in the preseason is that the end of preseason, that will determine your MMR for placements. If you were gold 1, for example, at the end of season 8, you just missed out on plat, but you managed to climb to plat 1 by the end of preseason, your placements will reset from the plat 1 point that you ended the season on, and you might get like plat 4 or something after them, which is actually higher than you finished season 8. So yes, games don't count as much. Games will probably be more toxic with less people caring, and I'll try new champs and everything, and it's going to suck, but you ideally do want to have a decent rank by the end of preseason to get a head start on season 9. Victorious Orianna is as well the skin that you're going to get for being gold this season. I don't think it really fits personally. We haven't really seen her for ages. She is always okay, I guess, and she's been meta as well during the season, and they had to decide this ages ago, but I don't know. It doesn't really fit. The skin itself is pretty good though. The animations are slick. It looks good. I'll link my friend's Skin Spotlight's video below if you want to check it out properly and see all the animations. So if you get gold in solo queue, you get the base, which I believe is the middle skin in this one, the blue one. Then getting gold in flex queue and 3v3 gives you 2 more chromas, a red one and a green one that you can also use. Honestly, the 3v3, by the way, is probably going to be the rarest out of all 3 of these, and it's not too hard to get either. So if you want bragging rights, you probably want to aim for that. Like, that is going to stand out the most. You also get honor ward skins based on where you finished this season with your honor rank. You'll have one for 3, for 4, and for honor rank 5, depending on how much of an honorable summoner you've been over the season. And by the way, you actually need honor level 2 to get any of these rewards. So this is actually what you can earn from the season. Bronze, you're going to be getting the honor ward skin if you're honorable, obviously, and your icon as well, which I'll go into in a second because we actually know what they're going to look like already. Silver is the same. You get the honor ward skin and the icon. For gold, you get the Victorious Orianna now. You can also earn the chromas, the icon, and the ward skin for your honor. For platinum, for diamond, and for master and challenger, it's going to be the same as well. You get the Orianna, you get the chromas, and by the way, if you're plat plus in solo queue, you should be able to get the chromas pretty easily in the other queues. It really shouldn't be that difficult for you. You also get the award skin and the icons. So this is what your icons will look like, by the way. This is bronze. Now, by the way, the left one is solo queue, the middle one is flex queue, and the right one is 3v3. You can just earn one of these. You can earn all 3. It depends on you and how much time you want to invest into the queues. Silver is a bit bluer this year, I think, but it's not that bad at all. It actually looks pretty good. Gold is obviously a lot brighter now, as it's kind of like the milestone one for Riot, so they always want to make this one look pretty special. Platinum looks a lot better this time around, I think. I actually kind of like this one. Like, it actually looks really good. Diamond is awesome, though. I think this is actually the best one out of all of them. It looks better than the Master icon, I think. Like, the glow and the stuff and the colors, it really works. This is Master. It looks good, but the Diamond seems to stand out a little bit more for me, at least. Maybe I wouldn't say that if I was Master tier this season. Who knows? And then Challenger, which is obviously great, and you even get a Challenger backpack as well if you manage to get Challenger in solo queue. So that is what 8.22 is going to look like with all the champion changes. Get ready for a ton of Pike in your game, ramming his spear. Is it a spear up your backside? I have no idea. That is also how the end of season is going to work. Hopefully you get the rank you wanted for the end of the season. Good luck with the rest of your games for the rest of the week, but for now I will leave you with the robot.